Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking another cheeky look at SingularityNet. Specifically with their Phase 2 proposal, we're going to get into what's going on there and take a bit of a dive into what this might mean for SingularityNet and potentially even Cardano, which is massive, Chris.
Two fantastic projects, Nick. Yeah, we're invested in both of them. Fantastic projects.
They really are. So as always, guys, if you find it useful, informative, maybe a little entertaining, do go ahead and mash up that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, and as do I. And if by chance you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And of course, we cannot forget, Chris, that we have now launched our Cheeky Crypto Cardano staking pool. So if you are a token holder of the AGI token, you can now actually delegate to the Cheeky Crypto pool, and we could be basically minting blocks with you, which would be fantastic, and we'd welcome you with open arms over at the Cheeky Crypto pool. You can find it via the Deadliest or the Euro wallet or the Atomic wallet using the ticker of Cheek. So do go ahead and check that out. Right, Chris, shall we jump on over to the desktop and kind of talk a little bit through what this Phase 2 actually is all about?
Yeah, let's do it, Nick. Let's get straight into it.
Fantastic. So basically, SingularityNet, is basically, it's a fantastic platform, as you know, but it has been running ERC20 tokens and running on Ethereum, right? So SingularityNet Phase 2 is an initiative that's kind of described, to be the most substantial proposal regarding the project, mechanics and the direction, that ultimately they're trying to take. That's ever been made since 2017, after the initial AGI token was generated, right? And that was the AGI token that's on the Ethereum, running as the ERC20. So since 2017, SingularityNet, Ben and all the people over there have learned huge amounts about what's going on and how AI is evolving and all that kind of stuff, all that deep R&D that they have been they've been doing. And it's basically at this stage now that they're basically definitely only partially progressed along the path, as they say, and they've set out a huge task in front of them, haven't they? I mean, the idea of AGI is not a small one, and 3.5 years have passed since that original AGI token generation event, and to build a decentralized platform suitable for the emergence of the beneficial AGI, it is a huge task in itself, but they've gotten a lot done. So they've had this vision of a real working decentralized AI platform, and it is now out there, right? And they've built quite a lot of valuable and rather cool AI tools designed to work with it. And I know we mainly talk about the tokens on this network, Chris, but it's important to understand, I feel, about what utility these platforms actually bring. And SingularityNet is a vital one for the future. So everything from consumer apps like SongSplitter, which we've spoken about in the past, to Rejuve, right? An app and tools for analyzing genomics data and financial time series. So there's basically huge real utility for the real world out there already with SingularityNet, and they're in the middle of rebuilding the OpenCog AGI system into a new system, the Hyperon, which is absolutely massive, Chris, and I cannot stress how important it is. So designed to scale up hugely in connection with the SingularityNet platform. So they're working with Hanson Robotics, as most people know. We're talking about nursing assistant robots with minds that will back onto the SingularityNet platform. And we talk about Sophia and Grace and fantastic things that are happening there. And the more general SingularityNet based Sophia DAO platform for humanoid robots across all vertical markets. So it's absolutely just massive. So they're experimenting as well, with applying the AGI or AI to DeFi space with SingularityNet DAO, which wasn't that long ago either, Chris, that we were talking about that. So life extension with Rejuve and absolutely massive stuff there. The decentralized processing of infrastructure with NewNet and the clinical trials and trial analytics and fintech and enterprise avatars with SingularityNet or Singularity Studio. It's just absolutely fantastic to see some of these things. You know, they're working with universities all around the world as well. So we can talk about Song Splitter as we have done in the past. It's a fantastic tool and app, a DApp. Rejuve is fantastic in itself, but they've done so much over the last 3.5 years. Yeah, but it has to be admitted that SingularityNet and decentralized AI as a whole, currently constitutes only a minimal fraction of the global AI ecosystem. So they haven't, although they've done a lot, it's a fraction of what the goals are in the end. Which is what kind of led us to believe that actually, given such a mammoth task, that this thing was going to be a long-term project. And one of the reasons that we thought we had more time to potentially, kind of get involved with SingularityNet rather than trying to, as we saw with Cardano, get in quicker, right? So if we take a look at it, they've truly achieved, they want to, truly achieve the project goals and make it so that, a decentralized AI is a major player in the world affairs and helps guide humanity's path forward towards a positive singularity. And that's their own words. So we need to, be doing, more, and they need to be doing more and potentially even faster. So with that in mind, what SingularityNet Phase 2 initiative is aimed at is basically providing SingularityNet with the power to move forward as rapidly as possible to the next level. And it's important because obviously there are these trillion-dollar companies that are also moving very, very fast in the AI space. And almost that SingularityNet at this particular point in time is kind of hindered a bit with the resources at hand. So Phase 2, waves together a number of different themes and plans, each with their own subtleties to make things as clear as possible. It's kind of broken down into 4 different areas. Okay, there's a shift from Ethereum to Cardano. That's the biggest piece of news. Well, I say the biggest. It's not the biggest, but it's massive in itself because we're big fans of Cardano. Everything that's happening there with a platform that's been built from the ground up, it really eliminates some of those bugs that you're seeing with Ethereum. And in terms of being able to plug SingularityNet straight into Cardano and have things just work, it's absolutely fantastic. So this shift from Ethereum to Cardano is basically there to achieve new network functionalities that it just couldn't get from Ethereum. And there's a whole host of additional benefits that will also come from the partnership between SingularityNet and Cardano. So SingularityNet, so the second thing, SingularityNet Layer 2 networks, and this is all about driving massive token utilization. So lots going on with that Layer 2 networks, and very important as we get into that later as well. The third thing that gets broken down in this Phase 2 is all about the launching of a stream of new agi-ada tokens, and this is basically to drive trillions of API calls or AI API calls, and this AGI-ada token will be launched on the Cardano network. Okay, so there'll basically be 2 tokens in total. There'll be the ERC20 token that's on Ethereum that will still exist, and there will be 1 billion of those as a maximum supply. And then there's this new AGI-ada token that will be on the Cardano network, and there will be 1 billion of those as well. There'll always be 1 for 1, so 1 value of the ERC20 token will also be the same value as the Cardano version. So the fourth thing is basically moving further towards that decentralized governance. And this is something that Cardano has done well. And I think Charles is definitely going to be helping Ben achieve that decentralized milestone. Basically, there's lots going on with all of these, this fantastic piece of news. And obviously it's up to, I guess, the community to vote on it and get that proposal through. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to add, Chris, at this point.
I just think, it's fantastic that, AGI is partnering up and sort of going over to Cardano. we were bullish on both projects anyway, but this just adds another layer to that. I don't know if you align to that way of thinking like I do, Nick, but I think it just makes me more bullish.
It really does. And if we just break down that move from Ethereum to Cardano, which is the first thing that has to happen, it's a big part of SingularityNet Phase 2, and it is that shift from Ethereum to Cardano. So the good old AGI ERC20 token, it isn't going anywhere, but it's going to stay around. But they are working with IOHK, right, the company behind Cardano, to make a new AGI token on the Cardano platform. They're calling it the AGI ADA or the AGI ADA. And they're currently informally calling it, I guess. That might not be the final name. It's probably just called AGI, but ultimately it's a Cardano variant. And when the porting work is done, you'll be able to swap back and forth between AGI ERC20 and AGI ADA. So the two species, if you will, as they refer to it, will be swappable one for the other, and it'll have the same value. And that's massive, because it just means that you're having this interoperability between Ethereum and Cardano, at least from an AGI perspective. And I know Charles Hoskinson does a lot of work to make sure that he can easily convert ERC20 tokens over. So there'll be potentially huge potential for people who are holding AGI to just keep one variant in the end. At least that's my intention. I'll just be taking over all of my AGI to the Cardano network. It's just where I'd like it to be. So the new vision for SingularityNet marketplace on Cardano, is basically envisioned to have a large number of new features, enabled by Cardano Plutus smart contract languages, which you just can't get from Ethereum. So among other things, they're working on an AI DSL, a new domain-specific language that lets AI agents on the network effectively and formally describe their properties to each other. Integration of the AI DSL to constitute a big step towards enabling multiple AI agents to automatically assemble themselves into meta AIs on a platform. And they're in discussion with Cardano's security team about achieving efficient multi-party computing and encryption for AI algorithms within SingularityNet agents, leveraging cryptography code already existing on Cardano's code base. So there's such a fantastic things happening just with that one single part of this Phase 2 approach. And honestly, I'm not going to go on and on, Chris, because we're 12 minutes into this video already, but driving the massive token utilization with layer 2 is massive as well. So this thing is really going to help both SingularityNet really achieve its long-term goals, and it's going to really help Cardano as well, because that AI sitting on that platform is only going to be ending in one very good result. So Chris, with that said, we should quickly have a look at what's going on with the chart for AGI token.
Yeah, sounds good.
So as I load this up here, we can see that this is the SingularityNet to the USD on the daily level. Here we can see a few things, right? So we've obviously had a red day, we've had some consolidation. We've been pretty much sideways in this barrier here. And in this area is within our first price target from our former high level on our Fibonacci up here, and our low level, which was way down over here. That ultimately, we have some motion up to that upside of 9 cents. So really want to be paying attention to see how that plays out. But things are looking pretty good from a SingularityNet on the daily level. The MACD is in a negative position, but the RSI is coming down towards the 50 level, so everything's looking pretty good there. If I just pop this down into that hourly view, we'll get a granular level here. We can see we had a positive cross with a negative cross most recently, and we're actually down here heading towards that 40 level, about 42 on the RSI. That's an indication that actually was a bit of a bullish momentum to come, but bearish at the moment. So bearish, I guess, MACD cross, bearish RSI. But the positive here is that the lower that this RSI gets, the more bullish it will become long term. So, if you come all the way back down here towards that 30 level, become oversold, then you're going to shoot onto the upside. And that will itself trigger the positive MACD. And obviously we'll have some positive candles as well. The volumes for SingularityNet have been doing okay. They've been increasing, so that's a good sign as well. Not so much on the downside. When you have a negative cross, ideally you want to see a lower or a lessening of your volumes. But when you have a positive number of volume with a positive cross here and a particularly low RSI, things could potentially heat up very, very quickly. So from a SingularityNet daily perspective, I reckon that we're going to be consolidating down here a little bit longer. We're currently in between the 7.5 support and the 7.8 resistance. Maybe another couple of days in here to get things corrected from a MACD, a volume, and an RSI point of view before potentially moving to the upside. But there is some absolutely fantastic news that we've just covered, so the things could be heating up much quicker, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good, Nick.
Fantastic. So as always, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, found it a little bit informative, then do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really does appreciate it, and as do I. And if by chance you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all this said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.